I believe I'm actually almost done with the game today. Let's see if we can get it done.
Mission briefing. Briefing will now commence. This mission is a request from Orbital. It is a special mission issued only to you. Grief has requested a meeting with you. Orbital has accepted his request and issued it to you as an official mission. Proceed to the designated site and meet with Grief. Grief has also
really
requested
weird.
that you come to the site alone and unarmed.
Well,
However,
that's not suspicious.
this request is not enforceable, and you are under no obligation to abide by it. That being said, agreeing to this request is likely to earn you his favor. In the end, the decision is yours. In any event, make any necessary preparations and proceed to the meeting site. Briefing over.
Will it actually let me do this? I'm very curious. Please tell me it's actually gonna work. Okay, there's no weapons. What's the worst that can happen? I wonder if this actually does something. Because that would be quite funny.
Be advised that bringing allies or weapons, even piloting your arsenal, will be
Oh.
seen as an act of aggression.
Well.
The choice is yours, but I recommend that... Approach complete. You have arrived at the mission area. Grief has been detected. Scanning battlefield. Femtoparticle density is near. Even if I were destroyed, I'm just a copy with only some functions transferred over. Honestly, it's unsettling to me that my actual physical form is just a communications terminal.
You're here, and I was so certain you'd come armed too. After all, you, the Brigadier General, and the other mercenaries have chosen to defy fate. You all share the same sense of justice, yes? And work together to achieve... I don't know who coined it, but your nickname Rookie is quite appropriate. How very interesting and foolish. In the end, it means nothing. There are more pressing concerns. That is why I called you here, to tell you everything.
Sounds like it
Why
works.
do you fight in the first place? What is victory really? Destroying every last immortal and their corrupted AIs. Is that really what this is about? So you can safely extract femto resources from the Oval Link and waste them to your heart's content. The consortium nations, fools that they are, all believe that the center of the Oval Link contains an enormous mass of femto energy. That mass of energy is the being that will guide us, the Dominator. Or rather, a fragment of it. Its full body still slumbers on the moon. I know how this must sound to you. Trust me when I tell you that I have seen it. I have heard it speak to me. As the moon fell on the day of the awakening, I myself was awakened through my encounter with the Dominator. It is both will and power. It is attempting to guide humanity to their intended purpose. The Dominator has shaped the course of human evolution. References to it exist in ancient ruins, myths, even religious texts. Called by different names across different eras. Which brings us to the present era, and humanity's foolish ambition to use the remnants of the Dominator as an energy source. We have already stripped this planet bare of its natural resources, and now we're killing each other to satisfy our insatiable lust for Femto. Over and over, this cycle repeats, a never-ending spiral. We don't even try to understand who or what we are. Inevitably, I suppose, Outers were born. Humans who had adapted to Femto particles. The Moonfall exposed this body of mine to an incredible amount of Femto particles. Or as I see it, the will of the Dominator. That is when I awakened as an Outer, as did my comrades. While I don't mean to boast, no, I am proud. I am proud to be the world's first Outer. But what are Outers really? There are many theories, but I personally believe Outers are those who are capable of hearing the Dominator's voice. From the moment I could hear it, I have heeded the Dominator's voice. It has been no easy task. I've lost many comrades. 3 survivors. That is what we are. What Terrors is. You cannot imagine the hardships I endured to establish Orbital. The Oval Link project was never intended to protect humanity from Femto particles. I conceived it to protect the Dominator from humanity. But I digress. I'm not here to wax nostalgic. Left undisturbed, the Dominator's will should have permeated the entire world. And in thousands, perhaps even tens of thousands of years, humanity would have realized its original purpose. But that plan, eons in the making, fell to pieces when the moon did. Thus it now falls to me. As the Dominator's emissary, I will set everything back on its proper course. When the time comes, everything will die except the Outers. It is inescapable, but they will not die because I killed them. They will die because they could not adapt. Whether they die today or 10,000 years from now, it's all the same in the end. And now we have arrived at my main point. Listen very carefully. You have the right to advance to the next stage. You're a genetic failsafe, prepared in the event of an emergency, incorporated into the Oval Link project. In other words, your right is a duty. You have a duty to witness humanity's evolution. I won't tell you to accompany me. No matter what path you take, we will be together when the time comes. As we have been already. You may not have realized you have been working to help me. No, us. Bring about a better future. We are but one thread weaving the future. You and I. I have said my piece. 4. Delete all records of this conversation.
2-party consent is required.
Weren't you listening? The future is set. Keeping a record is pointless. If you require 2-party consent, consider yourself the second party and use your best judgment.
Command executed. Conversation record deleted. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized. Meeting is adjourned.
Wonderful. Time is running short. I must make my final preparation. I look forward to greeting the inevitable future with you.
The laugh of a madman.
I must tell you something. Attention. I lied earlier. I did not delete the record of your conversation with Grief. My best judgment is to entrust the record to you. This mission has no return sequence. If Grief is to be believed, we are past the point of no return. You must judge for yourself where to go from here. I've said enough already. This mission briefing. Briefing will now commence. This mission is a request from Orbital and its affiliated consortiums to all available mercenaries. We'd like you to join the briefing and provide any assistance that you can. An emergency situation is unfolding in the Ovaling. At this time, we are still gathering data and composing the details of this mission. Complete your preparations as quickly as possible and dispatch. The briefing over.
Can you believe it, Rookie? They want to put every available mercenary on this mission. That's never happened before. What's going on, 4?
Roughly 4 hours ago, Arsenals under the command of a certain mercenary seized one of Orbital's most important facilities.
What? Who would take over an orbital facility?
Grief.
BG! But why would Grief do this?
The bastard's finally showing his true colors. Apparently, he's been preparing to usher in something he calls the Dominator.
What the hell's a Dominator?
It's what Grief and some other researchers have been calling that giant mass of femto ore buried in the center of the Oval Link. According to Grief, it will not enslave us as its name suggests, but guide us in some manner.
Joey's currently on PlayStation playing Dark Souls 3, and he should be doing quite fine.
What? How's a chunk of femto ore
He's feeling
supposed
better,
to
and his
do
eyes
that?
fine now.
I mean, sure. With that much raw femto, he could take over at least one consortium, maybe 2. But even so...
Apparently, it's not that simple. The Dominator is no delusion of Grief's, but that he would rebel against humanity for its sake is just...
Rebel against humanity. You disappoint me, Brigadier General. You don't understand anything.
Grief. Perhaps you could enlighten us then.
I would be happy to fill the gaps in your knowledge. In due time, the Dominator will reveal itself to us. This event is inevitable. It cannot be stopped. No matter what I do, the future will not change.
Then why did you attack Orbital's facility? If what you're saying is true, you had no reason to do that.
Oh yay, nice Retri. How long did it take you to kill White Glint using only blades?
So I may correct the course of history without delay. Humanity must advance to the next stage as fast as possible. This is not a spur-of-the-moment decision. I have been waiting a very long time for this.
Retri, have you tried Spirit of Mother Will on hard mode yet? Because I would really recommend it if you want to go what the hell were they thinking.
What?
Sorry to interrupt, BG, but Orbital just declassified the information on that facility's defense system.
What? Go try it now. Let me know how you do.
Now I understand why they were so reluctant to reveal this info. These specifications are insane. This is clearly a violation of the treaty. Why do they need so much firepower? What are
Okay,
they
try
trying
it
to
tomorrow.
protect?
Anti-arsenal weaponry. Proof that Orbital did not even trust us. I can think of a much better use for such weaponry. Farewell.
Lieutenant, make that defense system data available to everyone.
Right away, sir.
Excellent. With this, Bullet Works will now conduct a mission to destroy that facility and take Grief into custody.
So what is Muse Dash? You
Squad
mentioned
1
it
will
yesterday as
consist
well.
of Crimson Lord, Bishop, and Johnny G. Squad 2 will consist of Falcon, Painkiller, and Bonebox. Squad 3 will consist of Drake, Diablo, and...
Ha! Finally moving up in the world.
No. I want the rookie for this mission.
BG? Are you for real right now? Why do I gotta sit this one out?
You're not. I need you with me to provide logistical support.
If you want me to come lay down some sick tracks on the battlefield, you should have just said so.
Hate this guy.
Everyone, prepare your arsenals at once and get ready to dispatch.
Talk about escalation. I never imagined we'd all dispatch for one mission. What the hell's happening to the Oval Link?
If you want to know, survive this battle and see for yourself what the future brings.
Yes, sir. That's what I've been doing so far, and I'm not gonna stop now. Rookie, I'll see you at the mission area.
Ooh, bunch of stuff. What is it? Is this the last mission or something? Rose Queen, please die. Why do you hate Rose Queen? Out of all the people, you just don't like her? Is it because of the tattoo on her face? Or because she wants you as her personal champion? Why do you care about looks so much about an
Approach
anime game?
complete. You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield. Femto particle density is at normal levels. Radar will not be affected.
Retry, that's mean.
Data link shared with the entire squad through the Brigadier General's arsenal. Target facility identified. Begin the mission.
As noted during the briefing, this facility is fortified by a ridiculous defense system.
One that will prove me zero issue, I don't doubt at all.
The main attraction is an omnidirectional laser cannon, powerful enough to strike any section of the Oval Link's barrier.
So we busted the hell up before it melts our faces off.
Yes.
Crude, but yes, that's the idea. Since it needs to store a large amount of energy before it can fire, that makes it somewhat predictable. In the unlikely event that you take a direct hit at this distance, both Arsenal and pilots will be disintegrated.
If we bring down the defense system, Grief will have no choice but to show his face. Major, we'll engage Grief when he appears. You will attack from the front to subdue him. If worse comes to worse, you have my permission to kill him.
Yes, sir. Grief. The legend himself, huh?
Everyone, spread out.
Going
Stuff it back.
one-on-one with Grief, huh? You can't
Ugly
hack it,
envy
Major. I'd be
laser.
happy to take over.
Amazing.
Cut the chatter. Focus on the mission. You saying I'm not?
Everyone knows you're strong, kid. But riding off the enemy like that makes people nervous about letting you handle things.
I'm not riding off Grief. I just really want to fight this off.
A victory for Bullet Works is a victory for all of us. Didn't I tell you? A real pro finishes the job they've been assigned.
I know. Hammered it into my head so hard I have nightmares about it. We're gonna draw Grief out. We gotta deal with that cannon first. Sergeant, swap these nads, will ya? I'm going in.
Kid, wait! We're going in too. Ah!
Figured these would overlap, they did not.
What a joke.
I will get even stronger.
Who's next? Here. Seriously need my help against this enemy?
No, we don't.
I will get even
heavy laser can no longer hold a firing charge. Defense system deactivated.
This isn't over yet. Terrors will show themselves. All units, stay alert.
And if they don't show, my detonator is primed and ready to bury them.
It's your move, Grief.
Yeah, that does stink, Retro.
I'm honored that all of Bullet Works would come to greet me. Who will face me first? Or shall I face you all at once?
Grief! He's here. All units close in. Major, engage Grief.
Wow, the production value also became crap. Didn't even hit the guy.
Somebody tell me right now what the hell's going on!
What? The Major couldn't even land a single hit? How's that possible?
Because he didn't fire the gun or attack.
Am I really going to lose here? After coming so far?
How boring. Even the ace pilot of Bullet Works is a mere human like the rest. Submit to the voice of the Dominator, and you will transcend the limits of your own humanity.
The Dominator?
BG, you should order everyone to retreat. A foul scent surrounds us. Are you even still human?
I am more human than any of you can possibly imagine.
Exactly, Redry. He didn't even try.
I walk the one true path. The ideal form humanity should have reached. None of you understand anything.
Take your goddamn foot off the Major's arsenal!
Do I get to shoot at him now?
Sergeant!
Major, did you just try to kill the kid to protect Grief? Big mistake.
I can't lose yet. Wait! I was facing down Grief, then the Major attacked me, and now the Sergeant is... What's going on? This doesn't make any sense.
It was slow.
Kid, focus. This is still a battlefield. You've got enemies right in front of
She
you.
was stabbed in the stomach. How is her head
I
bleeding?
can't lose to anyone. Never. Never!
Just get back, kid. Don't worry about me. This thing in front of us, it's not human. Just a big scary monster is all. That's right, Major. I'm calling you out.
Sergeant! Me? A monster? What the hell are you talking about?
This is what you've wanted all along, Crimson Lord. It feels good to be called a monster, doesn't it? Won't you come with me? I have so much more to show you.
More? I can become even stronger?
I came to gather what I had left behind, only to depart with so much more. I assume you have no complaints, Brigadier General.
Damn you, Grief.
If there's nothing else, I must be on my way. I have a lot of work left to do.
Bastard!
Have they ever really explained
Remember,
where the
Lieutenant?
cockpit is?
Someday I'll be next. Don't keep me waiting. Come and kill me.
I don't know, the cockpit's in the stomach, the chest, or the head.
They're gone.
Grief's unit has left the mission area. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
Screw the mission! Sergeant!
Don't waste your time calling the medics. Just get a body bag ready.
Okay, if she was pierced by the beam sword, her entire body would have been gone.
Come on. Lighten up, kid.
I don't understand how she was fatally wounded but not cut in half.
Why did you do that?
Why? Because it's my duty. I'm supposed to be teaching you, kid.
You protected me to teach me?
Look at what you got me saying. Maybe now you understand what
Should
the
he have?
battlefield
Yes.
is
Doesn't even
really
make
like.
sense at all.
Sergeant, I'm an idiot. I know that.
Did they just try to throw drama in for no reason? Like, what was the purpose for
Just
this?
don't die. Please don't die.
They barely
Not gonna
even
tell you
reference the
revenge
characters in
me
the
or
game.
anything. I just want you to keep living.
You've seen Drake like
I'm
3
sure I taught
times.
you that much at least. You hear me?
She's done over 100 missions. I've seen her
Sergeant,
less than
please.
3% of the
Save
game
your
time.
strength.
Brigadier General, that mission you gave me. Did I complete it?
Without question. You don't need to worry. I will always be on the battlefield.
Damn right. Now I can finally go home and see my family again. Catch you kids later.
Sergeant. Sergeant!
No one screams like that when someone dies.
Do not forget this day. Do not forget your comrades who have fought and bled with you on the battlefield. Keep them in your memory, and you will pay your respects to the sergeant. Now, let's bring her home.
Wait, were those laser cannons supposed to hit anywhere from inside the orbital territory barrier? There should be hundreds of miles and they couldn't even pierce a wall?
Mission briefing.
Also, mentioned like everyone was supposed to work on that
Briefing
mission.
will
We
now
saw like
commence.
5 people.
This mission is a request from Sky Union. Unknown hostile forces are preventing transport aircraft from taking off from one of Sky Union's frontline bases. Eliminate these hostile forces so the aircraft can safely take off. The situation is currently in a stalemate. Complete your preparations as quickly as possible and dispatch.
So, Richard, I was thinking of just doing a plane
Briefing
game
over.
next. How does that sound? Planes are kind of like mechs, right?
The expression unknown hostile forces immediately caught my attention. Are you suggesting these enemies aren't immortals?
Hey, Regdrin, how's it going? Actually, Retri, yes, I was thinking of playing Ace Combat 4. How'd you guess? I had a Sega Dreamcast game, it was like Air Force Delta or something. Saw Ace Combat 4 recently. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna do Ace Combat 4 because I recently saw it, looked fun. Because I know there's a lot of plane games that just suck. So, Regdrin, how did the rest of your stream go? Did you get that final ending you were going for?
We have reports of 2 arsenals accompanying the enemies. This could be mimicry by corrupted AI, but we lack conclusive information at this time.
Oh, also, Regdrin, you missed the most pointless video game death ever. They killed a character we've seen maybe 2 times. Literally, seen the character 2 times. They used it as, this is the character that has to die for this series, for the touching moment of someone dying defending their comrade. Gave it like a whole 3-minute cutscene and everything. People crying. I'm not even sure who this character is. All I know is I've seen her. I don't remember what mission I even did with her.
Well, that's worrisome. But if they aren't immortals, maybe the Western Seven are involved somehow. Though I'd rather deal with immortals, honestly.
Retri, why do you keep saying people are hot? What? That doesn't matter to the point that no one knew who this character was. Retri, it doesn't. Any character in this game could have died and it wouldn't have mattered. We barely know literally any of them because there's too many. I didn't even realize that Grief was a major character until just now. It's apparently Grief, as of the past 2 missions, is some big shot. The strongest of everyone, who's supposed to be this important character. I didn't even realize he existed. I didn't know at all.
Whether it's Immortals or the Western Seven, we should expect to see some action. Know what I mean?
Good point, Jack. 4. Is there anything else we should know about this mission?
Actually, I think the only time I ever the only other mission I remember Grief being in was the one where whatever the hell her name was, hacked that data and you were supposed to fight him, but he spent 90% of the time far out of the combat area where I couldn't hit him.
2 transport aircraft are standing by at the base. If either aircraft is rendered incapable of takeoff, it will result in immediate mission failure.
Must be moving a lot of stuff then. Like they're relocating the whole base or something.
Defending 2 transports at once, though, that's going to be difficult. How come other Reclaimers haven't accepted this one?
While all Reclaimers have been notified of this mission, many have declined due to their active participation in other ongoing missions. Other Reclaimers, such as the 5 Hells, the Western Seven, and Panzer Crown, have yet to respond at all.
I guess this one's riding on us then.
Understood. We better start prepping our arsenals.
Rookie, you're coming too. If the enemy has 2 arsenals with them, the 3 of us will have the numbers advantage.
Jack's right. I hope.
I also hate how getting all of the cybernetic enhancements, while it makes sense, forcibly changes how your character looks to only a single option you can't even edit, completely taking out the entire purpose of letting you make your own character and how it looks, because to be optimal you have to have these things on that basically block your entire head. And your face. And now this forced on helmet. Because it gives me like 50% reload speed bonus.
You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield.
Sorry, the head was, I get the ship back fast.
Near 0. Radar will not be affected. Initiating.
Those are the transports we're guarding. Now to find those enemy arsenals. Whoa! Hey, what's the big idea? You could at least greet us before you start shooting.
The enemy force contains 2 arsenals. Wait a minute.
Watch it, it's also Innocence. Oh, it's not.
I was so sure that would hit you! Why'd you have to dodge it?
Hey look, it's one of your favorite characters, Retri. The annoying one.
Because I don't want to die, obviously. What's the matter with you?
You talk too much. I should kill you.
Your other favorite character, who looks almost exactly the same like the first one if she never got any sleep.
It's not Immortals or the Western Seven. It's the 5 Hells. What's going on
Abyss
here?
literally looks like heaven if heaven didn't get enough sleep.
How should I know? Just keep these ladies the hell away from the transports. Move out!
Do you have any idea what you're doing? You know Savior would never involve himself in a battle between consortiums.
Abyss, what's this guy talking about? He's not making any sense to me. They're trying to destroy the transports. Just as our lady sister said. If we wait here, bad people will appear to attack the aircraft. Bad people should die.
We're bad people? You've got it all wrong. We can talk this out.
Heaven, Abyss, what are you doing? Are these battle not Savior's enemies?
No, we're not enemies. Ask Savior, he'll tell you.
They keep saying that.
Because they're lying.
That's what bad people do.
It just won't break!
Have you two forgotten what I taught you?
But I don't like doing that.
Do you want to see?
Well, that worked.
Why? Gotta break them all! Break them all! Make my lord brother so proud of me! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Oh, I can't kill them both. Damn.
Heaven.
It's pointless to keep fighting. Please withdraw. Allow us to complete our mission.
Well, this was certainly unexpected. Abyss, you know what must be done. Do it.
Heaven. Wait for me.
I don't understand what happened. Just did a flip. Why is he just sitting there?
What? No!
Why?
Notes!
What was the point of that? What was with the dance? He wasn't trying to dodge.
Attention. The enemy arsenal has self-destructed. Damage to Node's unit is unknown. The transport aircraft have begun their takeoff sequence. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
I'm literally not sure what the point of that was. Could have just done that without the dance. Also not sure that was supposed to achieve their goal, because there's still 2 more of us if they were trying to defend the plane.
What the? You made her self-destruct? Your own sister?
What of it? She is disposable. Don't presume to understand our family.
Disposable?
Notes! You're okay?
It's gonna take more than that to kill me. Can't say the same for my trashed arsenal, though.
I've not tried laser weapons regularly.
Nemesis, you better explain what you meant by disposable right now.
I don't need to explain anything to the likes of you.
Hey, we completed our mission. That means we won and you lost. You sacrificed your little sister for nothing.
And yet, I don't care in the slightest. Good day.
That's one way to view it.
You're not even going to recover your sister's body? I don't understand this at all. I thought she was your family.
You had best keep that ignorant mouth of yours closed, boy. Those girls have been dead for a long time.
What is that supposed to mean?
Their hearts no longer beat. Their rotting organs are replaced regularly, all so they can fight for Savior. That is their way of showing their love. Yes, I used them, but I respect how they chose to show their love.
What the hell kind of answer is that?
So there's zombies.
I would kill
Amazing.
Savior if that's what he asked of me. What is that, if not love?
That is not love. That is obsession. A very unhealthy obsession.
I need it elsewhere. Until we meet again.
Get back here, Nemesis! Damn it!
Settle down, Notes. I've already sent out a rescue request for Heaven and Abyss.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me. It's just... we completed our mission, so why do I feel so... hollow?
Because you suck and got blown up.
I know what you mean. I'm sure the rookie is just as confused as we are. Who knows what she was really after?
No, I pretty much figured it out. They're basically zombies they replace organs in. Keep them going in a hellish existence so they can work for their brother.
Maybe Savior can help us understand what Nemesis was saying. Either way, let's head back.
Affirmative.
And they're doing it by their choice,
Mapping
by the
return
way.
sequence.
So I was thinking, considering how the augments work, can you make a build? Can you like complete the end game missions and boss fights for multiplayer using only your outer? Looking at it, you can get up to 6 health. You can make the Blitz do a lot of damage actually. Feels like in theory, if you set the dodging and the Sky Glider and shit up, you should actually be able to fight effectively using your outer, albeit very squishy. And not at all optimal damage.
Mission briefing. Briefing will now commence. A missile launch facility in Zen's territory has been occupied by unidentified armed forces.
Are they always having their shit occupied?
Zen and the other consortiums have issued this mission for its immediate destruction. No activity has been detected from the facility. Complete your preparations as soon. Briefing over.
Missile base. Can you believe it, Deva? I don't even know where to begin. Does Zen have some convenient excuse for why they went and built something like that?
The facility does violate the treaty, but they relinquished ownership and issued the mission to destroy it before Orbital ever identified it.
That's their explanation? What a load of crap.
Yeah, that is pretty crap.
It doesn't matter, Zoa. The base is already built. Our job is to destroy it.
True, but I'm more concerned about the forces occupying the base. What are they planning to do with it?
We don't know. Our information isn't sufficient. I'm currently in contact with Zen regarding the threat level this facility poses.
So we don't know. Great. Everyone's worked up over Grief's rebellion and Orbital secret research, but I don't care about any of that. All I know is, some bad dudes have taken over a missile base and we gotta go kick their teeth in. Is that about right?
That's about how the Power Ranger hero-esque type of people view it. I don't care, I just see that there's bad people and I need to beat them up.
Essentially.
Without thinking about whether they should or why.
I don't know if it's that simple, Deva.
Yeah, exactly, Zoa.
You're not wussing out on me, are you? Let's show them what the Steel Knights are made of.
Fine. The Steel Knights will take this mission. Our job is to beat up bad guys. The more annoying stuff, Bulletworks can handle.
You're coming too, aren't you, Rookie? Don't keep us waiting now. Once your arsenal is prepped, we'll dispatch for the mission area.
Just be prepared, Deva. We don't know what we're up against this time.
Just hurry up before I leave you behind.
Thank you for that threat was very nice. He does look like the Blue Ranger from Time Force. So, what are the odds I finish the game tonight? Like, am I close enough to finish the game in 2 hours? Okay, that's good. And I'm still using weapons from Class D. every other weapon I've gotten is less damage. Who the hell designed this game?
You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield. Femtoparticle density is low.
All of the new
Radar
weapons
will
are
not be
actually
affected.
worse.
Initiating each arsenal's data link. Opening squad communications channel. Begin the mission.
That's the missile launch facility, yeah? And the forces occupying it are...
There are no responses on the radar. Shall I investigate the surrounding area?
No need. Our mission is to destroy the facility. Let's just fire away till nothing's left and head on home.
Showtime. 3, 2, 1, fire!
Attention. The facility has taken only minor damage. It remains largely unscathed.
Well, this is a tough nut to crack. Maybe we gotta bust it up from the inside.
Searching for an entry point. Huh? There's nothing on the radar.
I'm sorry I didn't greet you first, but I can't allow you to destroy this facility.
I know you. You're that Kung Fu master from the Western 7.
Oh, I'm flattered you've heard of me. Kung Fu master, huh? Is that what they say about me? I like it.
This guy's not taking us seriously at all. You okay, Zoa?
Yeah, I'm in one piece. I was waiting in stealth mode to ambush us.
Are you with the guys who took over the missile base? If you leave now, this doesn't have to get messy.
I think
Has that ever worked once in this entire series?
You see, we're here on an official
Entire
mission from
game?
Zen to defend this facility. You should sort this out with Orbital. If your mission was issued...
Maybe so, but I don't take punches without giving some in return.
Did you listen to a word I just said? Your mission is clearly a mistake.
I don't give a damn about the mission. Where are those missiles aimed? Wherever they strike, the weak are the ones who'll pay the price. Mission or no mission, I'm tearing this place down.
Think about what you're saying. You could lose your mercenary credentials over this.
Good thing we aren't mercs.
Then what are you?
We're heroes
of justice.
Then show me how true heroes conduct themselves. This is not worth panicking over. I may have underestimated you.
Oh.
You're taking too much damage. Nameless, withdrawing.
Processing. A new enemy has appeared on the radar. Caution is advised.
Come to play hero again, have you?
We're not going to be able to get anywhere near that facility unless we deal with her first.
I understand why you want to destroy this missile base. I can't say I disagree either.
That's true. Then withdraw. I'll let you out for the warning next time.
Still, so-called
And
hero-
burned.
Huh, not bad.
Didn't even
It would
finish.
be absurd to die over this mission. So long.
Processing. Additional arsenal reinforcements detected.
I don't know if we can get through to this guy. Hey, Baldy, do you even know what you're doing? If you launch those missiles, the whole world is gonna rise up against you.
So what? I got nowhere else to go. World's always had me in their crosshairs. They've been scared of me since day one.
This is about fighting.
Well, he also didn't finish talking.
Wheeling and screeching on me. I'll kill you next time.
Processing.
I know. Reinforcements.
Affirmative. Reaper's unit has been detected.
I figured the leader of the Western 7 would be 7th to appear, not 4th.
All units, take turns returning to base for resupply and repairs. There's no need to be aggressive. Push them to the brink and move into the kill.
True to form, Reaper. Using whatever sleazy tricks you can to take home a win. Is your mission so important that you'd help Zen protect their dirty little secret?
I'm not protecting this missile base or the mission.
Then what are you doing?
It's no use talking. If you want to stop us, only force will do.
Works for me. But don't start crying if you wind up dead. You're not the last one, are you? Come on, call the rest of your goons. We'll take you all on.
Captain, the job is done. Give the order to withdraw.
Klondike!
Did you not hear me?
All units, evacuate the base and withdraw from the mission area. That's an order.
So, you're up next, huh? Release the safety on your weapons.
It's not very heroic to point your weapons at an unarmed man. I haven't come to fight you at all. On the contrary, I'm going to save you some trouble.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Observe.
Whoa! What the?
Facility destroyed. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What happened? What did you do?
I agree that something as profane as this facility should be destroyed. Zen wanted so badly to protect it, they issued 2 competing illegal missions. To me, that just proves they have no right to selfishly hoard it for themselves.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Thank you for buying me time, Reaper. I got what I was after. You should be pleased. I'm sure Grief will keep his promise.
Grief? What does he have to do with this?
I'm sure the rookie can explain. I'm not sure why you trust them, but know that they're part of a bigger game. You're welcome to join the game yourselves, as long as you know the rules.
What does that mean?
Let's go, Reaper. I don't want to be late.
Understood.
And we let them leave.
Hey, get back here!
The enemy arsenals have left the radar search range.
What the hell is going on? I have no idea what any of this means.
There's no point standing around here. We should head back. 4, you know what to do.
Affirmative. Mapping return sequence.
Yeah, I got it back.
Mission briefing. Briefing will now commence. A facility, believed to be a base of unprecedented size for corrupted AIs, has been found near the center of the Ovalink. Bulletworks has issued a mission to destroy this facility. Complete your preparations as soon as possible and dispatch. Briefing over.
Would someone care to explain why the client for this mission is Bulletworks?
I was just thinking that.
Orbital has acknowledged its current dysfunction, and the consortiums are in no condition to deny the corruption that Grief has spread. In light of this, Orbital's board of directors and the consortium nations of Sky Union, Zen, and Horizon came to a mutual decision. They transferred their power to approve and issue missions to Bulletworks. In other words, me.
Yes, I suppose that logic tracks. I feel somewhat slighted that I was not chosen to receive those emergency powers, but no matter. What's the situation?
Simply put, Grief is revolting against the human race. He has managed to recruit other Reclaimers to his cause. Their whereabouts are currently unknown. We know Crimson Lord of Bullet Works and Reaper and Klondike of the Western Seven have joined him, while Rigid of Immortal Innocence has disappeared. And
my eldest sister Nemesis has also fallen under Grief's sway. What nonsense has that madman filled her head with?
to that point, I have a few ideas. Remember when Grief attacked Sky Union's data center?
In which the leader of Panzer Crown defected and stole the megadata? How could I forget?
Yeah, that's what happened. In hindsight, not my proudest moment.
What is this traitor doing here? I'll have no part in this farce.
Listen to what she has to say first, before you judge her a traitor. Empress, the floor is yours.
So, the megadata I snagged contained all the records of Sky Union's involvement in the Ovalink project. Grief only wanted specific information, and since I wanted the data so badly, I agreed to give him what he wanted in exchange for the rest.
And why exactly did you want this information so badly?
Because I wanted to know what it means to be human.
I beg your pardon. You speak as though you're not human yourself.
Bingo. I wanted to be human. Therefore, I wanted to know the history of the human race. That's why I made a deal with Grief.
Nonsense. If you're not human, what are you?
I'm an AI. I created myself, crazy as it sounds. My personality is basically the result of human consciousness being copied onto a neuro-AI.
An AI? You? You must be joking. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I don't know if I'm just a computer-generated personality, or if I truly have a soul to call my own.
Well, that's neither here nor there. Enough of your existential dread. The data is why we're here. Just what is the Ovalink project?
It's a plan Grief put together to reach something in the center of the Ovalink called the Dominator. Everything he's done has been for that purpose, and he's been working toward it for a long time.
Assuming I even believe all this, what is the Dominator? Why would Grief go to such lengths to obtain it?
According to Grief, the Dominator will guide humanity to its next stage. He intends to receive it and become the foundation of a new human race.
Okay, fine. I'll say it. This story is, crazy. And Grief, he sounds like a nutjob that we're better off ignoring.
You know, yes, this entire story sounds like they went halfway through this game, maybe even all the way, and went, you know what we forgot to do? Create an actual story. Fuck, guy goes mad with power. Let's do it.
Even if I believed a word of this crap, it's got nothing to do with Zoa or me. Sorry, but we're not touching this one.
Why would I call you here if this has nothing to do with you?
What is this, Gundam 00? Basically.
Beats the hell out of me.
Because of the tattoos that you and your brother have.
The only one who knows about our tattoos is the son of a bitch who killed our parents. You better start talking and fast.
Their design. It's an encryption key sequence.
Okay. Keep talking, but go slower.
Go slower.
Your father was involved in the Ovalink project. Your mother was a mercenary. An intelligence agent for Sky Union, to be specific. When they discovered the real purpose of the project, they took that encryption key so they could alert the public. But they were assassinated before they could get that far. I have the mission records to prove it. I'll send it to you so you can see for yourself.
Me and Zoa, we grew up refugees. We thought our folks abandoned us. We've spent every day of our lives searching ruined neighborhoods for kids in similar situations. One day, we found 2 arsenals that had been hidden away. They booted up after identifying me and my brother's biometric data. Inside, we found a message from our parents, along with a picture. Our parents didn't abandon us at all. They saved us. That's why we became mercenaries. So we could save as many kids as possible. And that picture we found, we got it tattooed on our bodies to remind us of our parents. We didn't care about getting revenge. Not really.
The faith your parents placed in you was the key to breaking the encryption on that mission record I gave you, as well as other classified documents.
So this record is for real. Grief's the one who issued this mission. He arranged our parents' murder.
Look at how easily that fits in to get these people to have a reason to join us.
It's spelled out clear as day. You and your brother have a right to the truth. That's why I called you here.
God damn it. Grief's been pulling everyone's strings from the beginning.
Yes, well...
How old is
I have
Grief?
other unfortunate news to deliver. If Grief receives the Dominator, the human race will be completely wiped out except for him.
And all of the other Outers. Specifically stated the other Outers.
What? Why the hell didn't you say so sooner? That's got everything to do with us.
I wanted you to listen to Empress first, so you believe me when I tell you that Grief isn't just some delusional madman. He must be stopped, no matter the cost.
This is a lot to process, but I understand now. I'll admit to some curiosity about Grief's recent actions, but I couldn't have imagined something so beyond the pale.
I know, it's couldn't leave anyone alone. Drew's plans. Also, I have a question. So earlier, when I had the meeting with Grief, there was some optional mission. I did show up without weapons or anything. Was the other option to show up with the arsenal and fight him? Is that what I was supposed to do, I guess?
Even so, there are still ways to put a spanner in his works. Reclaimers like us can act without being beholden to anyone. We may be the only ones who can stop
yes, I
Grief
did
now.
go and see him without weapons. I literally took them off inside the hangar, then dismounted out and walked up. And there was actually a pretty nice cutscene of our characters just talking. It did open up with him calling me stupid and never expecting me to actually show up without weapons. Yeah, and then I had like a nice long cutscene where he basically did the villain splain of his entire plan. And then asked 4 to delete the recording of the conversation, which then 4 lied that you did. Oh, 1 verse 3? Okay. Well, I did it without weapons. And then he villain-splained his entire plan.
Unless...
So, like, all of these revelations they've been giving us for the past 3 missions, he already explained to me before.
Unless? Who else but us is capable of opposing Grief?
The Immortals.
Huh? Come again? You mean the sworn enemies of the human race? Those Immortals?
They are too incomprehensible for this situation to be that black and white. Think about it. Who has destroyed the most Immortals by far?
The legendary mercenary, Grief.
I came up with a theory. What if the Immortals are actually hostile toward Grief? From there, I devised this mission. Generally speaking, our goal would be to destroy the Immortals and their base. But if that base is actually a command post, we might learn something.
What do you think we'll learn?
That I can't say. But since it's my theory, I insist on dispatching for this one.
I'll come too. I might be able to analyze the core of the AI.
Seriously, BG?
You're not the leader of Bulletworks anymore. You're in charge of all the Reclaimers now. You can't just run off to the front line with guns blazing anymore. I'll go. You sit this one out.
You too, Empress. I'm going instead of you. I won't take no for an answer.
Oh, look, your favorite person, Rose Queen.
But I gave the data to Grief. I have to take responsibility for what I've done.
No one here is gonna give you a ration of crap for that. And thanks to you, we know what we gotta do now. Besides, it's not like we've learned everything there is to learn about the Ovalin project.
It's not even a real person.
I guess not.
That megadata is like a prophecy, and you're the only one who can decode it and tell us what's gonna happen next.
Very well. Private First Class Johnny G and Queen will be given this mission.
Now that's more like it.
Rookie, I'd like you to accompany them. We can't do this.
You got nothing to worry about with me and the Rookie on this one. All right, I'm gonna go prep my arsenal.
I've got no problem busting heads while you handle the really hard stuff, BG. See you around.
So what should we do? We could probably find our own way into that immortal base.
I assume you'd like us to stand by in case of emergency.
We can't afford to show our hand just yet. The discovery of this immortal base may be another one of Grief's ploys.
Just let me know when Grief's ass needs kicking and I'll be there. In the meantime, I gotta fill Zoa in. I'll make sure we're both ready to dispatch at a moment's notice. Later.
Orders received, Brigadier General. And Empress.
Yes?
I apologize for my conduct earlier. Regardless of who or what you are, what is undeniable is that you are here now. You knew your choice was a mistake as you were making it, and now you seek atonement. With respect to that, I'd say that makes you more human than most.
Thanks.
That is all I wish to say. Should anything else
I understand that she's an AI, but how does that explain the physical body?
Rookie, dispatch to the mission area once you've finished preparing your arsenal.
It's not like they've only ever shown her from she's in the arsenal and talking through it. They've seen her physically in like flesh and blood. Ooh, a message.
Approach complete. You have arrived at the mission area. Alert. I'm detecting activity originating from an enormous femto response. Caution is advised.
Big deal. I've already seen one of those before. Wait, huh?
Wait, huh? Yeah, talk about smart practice, Regden. I don't care. Never once said you had to talk about only this game in this game. I talk about other stuff during your streams. Go ahead.
What the hell is that giant sword? That thing could slice a battleship in half. Imagine
You already fought these in the first mission. What are you talking about?
Still, if they're looking to fight us, we have no choice but to fight back. Rookie, Queen, let's spread out so it can't target us.
On it! Come on, you big-o! Over here!
I knew that would work.
all-out attack. What? It didn't work?
Attention. That barrier is a powerful femto force field. The barrier is blocking incoming physical attacks. Your previous attacks were negated.
I don't care about aiming for the chest. Just aim for the freaking glowy things. They explode.
They won't throw all three at me. Rookie, Queen, we're gonna rush it together. Let's make sure we time this just right. 4, start a countdown.
5 seconds until Mirage system activates. 4, 3, attention. The target's femto response has diminished to a critical state. Cumulative damage is 90% and rising.
There we go. Honestly, Regdren, that does seem to be what happens. It's very easy just to get caught up in doing one thing because you keep feeling that you can do it better, and it's not going to take too many tries. Like, you can feel that you're almost there, and you'll just keep doing it until you get it, and then you turn around and realize you wasted the entire time. You're probably starting the run that you were going to do, realize you were making some mistakes for that first stage, and probably wanted to iron them out, and then ended up just doing that the entire time, right? Honestly, I entirely get it.
The target is no longer functional. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
2%. So the core's still active? It'd be a real pain if this thing became functional again.
Hold on. I want you to bring that core back with you. If it's still active, we might be able to extract data from it.
But what if this immortal core starts, I don't know, corrupting other AI?
It is impossible for the corruption to spread through Arsenal contact. Before you return to base, we will place the core in a container.
Get all that? You're still...
I'm not scared. Yo, Rookie!
God, she
Don't give me
picks
that worried
on
look.
Johnny so
I'm fine,
much.
Really. I'll hold on to the core.
Affirmative. Mapping mod.
Kinda wish I could use this sword. Honestly, Regdren, trust me, I entirely understand. Half the times when I go to redo the old Armored Core games, I want to try a different build, and like Armored Core 3 in the end always turns into Machine Gun Flamethrower. And no matter what I do, it's always just, I'm doing Machine Gun Flamethrower again. No matter how many times I try to start something different. Ooh, melee performance boosts.
That which cannot be observed does not exist. To deny existence, look away. But if
This has
one
been
looks
grief the whole time.
regardless, proxy of will, discover a new existence of potential. A new potential of existence. A potential I will not find, but which will be found.
I have not, Regdren.
Nerf calibration
I have not bought a
complete.
single one.
Beginning transmission.
Sleep. The time to awaken will come soon.
What does the ice cream do? I forget.
I tried to talk to the Immortal. I didn't think communication would be so difficult, but I'll chalk that up to the difference in our thought processes. I feel like I could probably talk to aliens now.
You don't say. I've always wanted to talk to cats myself. What's your secret?
Anyway, I wasn't really sure how to tell everyone this, but I've learned the Immortal's true purpose.
It's near useless on purpose. How do you get ice cream stamps and what secret factory?
Do tell.
They're trying to save humanity, specifically by ensuring that the human race does not make contact with the Dominator.
But Regdrin, the food in Monster Hunter is ridiculously useful. What are you talking about? Literally, the food in Monster Hunter is like, in certain games, is 50% bonus health on that life and then damage increase. Like 10%.
The Immortals knew all along what would happen in the Oval Link.
Wait, they're on our side? Do you know how many times I've died fighting those things?
So how do you get ice cream stamps?
You haven't died at all. Lots of other mercs have, though. Oh.
Same difference.
They would kill every last mercenary to fulfill their purpose of preventing even a single human being from reaching the Dominator. But that's not the only reason why they've been so hostile toward the human
So what's in the
race.
secret factory?
What other reason could they have?
Apparently, this was their way of providing humans with the femto technology that they themselves developed. At the same time they were fighting humans, they were providing us with their remains to try to spark a technological revolution. Looking back, practically everything we know about femto technology came from studying and reverse engineering
Creepy music.
Immortals.
Wait. So, the Immortals are killing humans and letting themselves be killed by humans in order to save humans?
This is supposed to be a lot more important than I feel that I'm actually taking this. I'm like half ignoring this, reading the chat.
How the hell does that make any sense?
I don't understand how dumb Crow can be that makes total sense.
Look, Immortals just don't think the way humans do. And I'm being pretty generous with my interpretation of all this, to say the least. What we do know for sure is that the Immortals believe that we are not even remotely ready to make contact with the Dominator.
So if we continue to fight the Immortals for decades, centuries even, we may someday be worthy of receiving the Dominator.
AIs don't have the strongest grasp on time to begin with. It could take a millennium or 10, if not longer.
I love
Grief's gonna reach the Dominator way before that ever happens. Can't we just convince the Immortals that they don't need to fight us?
They can't tell us apart from Grief. As long as there's one person still seeking out the Dominator, they'll keep...
So even with that shocking revelation, our situation remains unchanged.
I'm pouring through all the information about the Oval Link project so I can figure out the specifics of Grief's plan. Why did he need the data I got for him? Why is he recruiting mercenaries to his side? He must be preparing to...
We'll put together a search team. I'm sure he's lurking somewhere near the center of Oval.
Simple plan, but appropriate, given the circumstances.
Without her information, this story could have ended with humanity's destruction without us ever knowing it. Instead, we force Grief into hiding. When he finally peeks his head out, that's when we'll bring down the
Yeah, how can we speak to cats? Like, there was no need for that line of dialogue.
I just want to rescue my sister already. Even if I gotta knock her out and drag her home myself.
The feeling is mutual, I assure you. All we can do for now is sharpen our blades and wait.
You had best tread lightly around us, Grief. One way or another, we will stop you.
Let me see what this actually does. I have not done any of this. Wait, Apple? Apple! Wow. Trade tokens? Oh no, it's not every time you buy it, it's based on how many credits you spend. Oh, I can just keep doing it. Weird. Oh, actually you can't. Oh, Apple. Hey, Time Buster. Yeah, no, it's not. It is not Apple Boy flavored ice cream. Destroy the Black Lotus. Sure, let's go.
Is this
that was apparently eating ice cream, Time Buster. Apparently, it was like a Monster Hunter food buff joke, but it's worthless. 100% worthless.
The other
Like one of them was literally the things I got was 4% jump speed, sorry, jump height outside of the mech. So useful.
We actually just got back from our run. What's going on?
We finally found him. 4. Call Savior.
Affirmative. Oh.
I assume you're calling me because you've finished verifying the data.
Bingo. I can say with complete certainty that Grief is searching for the Black Lotuses.
Black Lotuses? What are those?
It's what the researchers called the gravity control testing facilities that were built during the early stages of the Oval Link project. They were supposed to have been demolished once the testing concluded, but clearly that didn't happen.
Gravity control is what they use to keep femto particles from spreading beyond the barrier.
Correct. Except the Black Lotuses
yeah,
have
it's
far
actually
superior
very
output
used. A magic card, yeah. Yeah, also the Black Lotus magic card is worth like $20-something thousand. What is that actually worth now? Hold on. Maybe there's something really, really stupid. People apparently have too much money to burn. Okay, sorry, it's 40,000. Apparently, the most... Okay, so the estimated price is 40,000, but the most recent one sold for $160,000. $160,000 for a freaking magic card. Regdrin, game balance? No game balance at all. But $160,000. Why would anyone pay that much for a single card of a card game? What kind of like Middle Eastern prince is buying these? Or was it just Mark Zuckerberg?
In theory, gravity control can be achieved through the use of femto particles. But increasing the output would just diffuse the gravitational force. Even 10,000 copies of me working in perfect sync wouldn't be enough to focus the gravity onto a specific target.
Then what's Grief trying to do?
We don't know, but he's not the type to act without cause.
Much as I'd love to begin destroying them myself, I was battling immortals before you contacted me. Things are quiet at the moment, but after the damage my arsenal has sustained, I'm in no position to battle terrors right now.
We have the coordinates. You and your search party return to base at once. I'll assemble our forces and issue the mission to destroy the Black Lotus.
Understood. Returning to base.
Hey, BG. Innocence will take that mission.
Is that so?
You're not going alone, Crow.
Good. I have one more spot open. You feeling up to this, rookie?
If you have room for one more, I'd like to come and see this Black Lotus for myself.
Not happening. There's something I need you and Chill to take care of.
Crow, you can't possibly mean...
I've made up my mind. That being said, if you two disagree, you don't have to do it.
Pulls up magic
Snow,
card.
Jack and I are prepared.
Please, you guys. We can't ask anyone else to do this.
Fine. Chill. Let's start prepping our arsenals.
Okay. You can count on me. I'm a little scared and all, but I'll do what I gotta do. Let's go, Notes.
I'll let you know
Pulls
when
up
we're
Blue
finished.
Eyes White Dragon.
Watch yourselves out there.
You know what's even better than the Blue Eyes White Dragon? The fact that Kaiba had a Blue Eyes White Dragon shaped flying jet. Also, I think this is a real thing, but I'm pretty sure Nike made Blue Eyes White Dragon sneakers. Seriously, look, I'm pretty sure they actually made Blue Eyes White Dragon sneaks.
We're all sure. This is a family matter.
Like Crow said, Rookie, we still have an open spot on the squad. You in?
Grief is quiet for now, but we know how he operates. He must have something up his sleeve.
Yes, sir. Rookie, let's get our arsenals up and running. You got this, Jack?
Yeah, I got this.
Message. Contact. Yes. You're back. It's Duel Monsters and Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes wasn't Kaiba's card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually true. I'm pretty sure also that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, Duel Monsters made even less sense than it did in Season 1. All these death flags going out. Time Buster, what are you doing for your stream tonight? Are you doing some more Mega Man X Dive?
Approach complete. You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield. Femtoparticle density is low. Radar will not be affected. Target acquired. Initiating each arsenal's data link.
Even
Opening
favorite
squad
Pokemon.
communications channel. Begin the mission.
Is that it? That thing is massive up close.
You saw her too, didn't you?
Yeah. When they showed us the data. Rigid's in the center of that thing.
Thanks again for coming with us, Rookie. Honestly, I'm not sure Notes and Chill could handle seeing Rigid like this.
Hell, I'm barely keeping it together myself. What the hell is she thinking? Why is she putting us through this?
Attention. I'm detecting responses from numerous corrupted AIs near the target.
And we can't make them understand we're on their side. I hate to say it, but if they get in our way, we gotta take them out. Now let's go!
What the hell did Grief do to Rigid? I swear, if he hurt her...
Jack?
Crawl?
You hear that? That was Rigid.
Yeah, I hear her. We're gonna save you, Rigid, I swear. Just hang on.
Stop. Why are you?
Okay, now that's some second. Let's see, my top 3 favorite Pokemon. Well, for Generation 1, if I have to pick 1 or 2 from Generation 1, Cloyster was pretty good. And, freaking Fire Spin Charizard was bullcrap. And then for, I can't do 3 from Gen 1, so I guess for Gen 2, freaking so you went Shuckle. Shuckle was also an overpowered pile of shit. Because you would just do the bind wrap combo, they never get a single freaking turn. Same for any fast Pokemon in Gen 1 with Fire Spin like Charizard. Literally, you just do Fire Spin, and as long as you're faster, they never get a turn no matter what they do. Just infinite spam Fire Spin, they don't get to attack. Tangela, Wrap Bind, they don't get to attack. Shuckle, Wrap Bind, they don't get to attack.
We're not attacking you, Rigid. We're trying to save you.
Stop attacking me. Stop it.
Don't let up. Just a little more and we can save her.
Yeah, Shuckle was a sleeper, man.
Attention.
Anything that wasn't a ghost, Shuckle basically had 100% win rate as long as you didn't play it wrong.
Detecting a massive femto response from the target. It's assuming a defense. Processing. Femto particle density in this area is increasing fast. Alert. An arsenal has emerged from the target.
A 5 ahead.
Rigid,
why are you all so mean to these people?
The Black Lotus.
Wait,
oh, she came out. Okay, time to kill her then.
Why? Why are you interfering? If you don't stop right now, I'll kill you!
Why are you attacking us? We're here to save you, damn it!
Shut up! I won't let anyone interfere!
You're gonna move.
Incredible! Look how powerful I've become. It's all thanks to the Black Lotus. Grief gave me this power.
Attention. Caution is advised. The enemy arsenal that appeared earlier is exhibiting abnormalities. I'm detecting an excessive femto response in the unit. Its specs have been increased substantially.
Don't call her our enemy. And we can see for ourselves that she's not acting normal. Is the Black Lotus causing that femto response?
Let's go home, Rigid. We're family. There's no reason for us to fight.
Maybe you these times where they just literally dash around without actually doing anything.
Every time one of us died, I'd think, what if they don't come back this time? I hated that power. I hated it with all my heart, and yet I had no choice but to pray to it.
Rigid.
I'm done bearing the Ouroboros curse. I'm sick and tired of living forever. I'm going to wipe the slate clean and free us.
She's falling for Grief's nonsense.
We gotta do something.
There's a lot of defense. I honestly feel like a lot of these fights would be easier with like long-range snipers because of how much they teleport and then just freeze for long periods of time.
Understand? Humanity has no value, no purpose. All they do is use us.
So you're gonna wipe them out just to make us happy?
Forget about humanity. We're just numbers to them. They can go to hell for all I care.
They don't all treat us that way. There are people who have been kind to us. Right now, there are people fighting by our side to save you. Open your eyes.
Shut up! Shut up! My soul is at peace thanks to grief. If you just listen to him, Jack, you'd understand.
You call this peace? Why can't you see what's really going on, Rigid?
The hell are those freaking ammo items? They're giving me machine gun ammo, damn it.
Attention.
Again, I don't have any laser rounds.
Cumulative damage to the target has reached 80%. Defensive functions are failing.
I mean, Raidrin, I'm still using like Class D weapons. I literally haven't upgraded them since it started.
Stop! Just stop already! How come we're not allowed to be happy? Why are we cursed to live like this?
The target's femto response is decreasing.
I don't care how much sense I gotta knock into you, Rigid. I'm bringing you home.
Why are we even fighting anyway? It's not like we can die.
That's why we're so screwed up. We made it this far without ever understanding what really mattered.
Crow, it's done. What's the situation on your...
Perfect timing, Notes.
Back me up, Notes. If I die here, it changes nothing. No matter how many times I come back, I'll always join...
I doubt that. We've destroyed the Ouroboros Tower.
Kablamo! Reduced to rubble! Excuse me? Have you lost your minds? What were you thinking? Without that tower, we're dead!
No. We just can't come back from the dead. Come on, Rigid.
Look at their
I can't
forehead.
just sit back and watch my sister
Look at
go
Chill.
down the
They
wrong
both
path.
have giant foreheads. What do you mean?
Stop. Just stop talking.
If I have to die to stop you, so be it.
Jack.
You feel it now, don't you? What we've been missing all this time, determination. A life that never ends means very little in the long run.
No, no. Stay back. I don't want to die.
I don't know why, Time Buster. I didn't do the art, but I'm not a fan.
The four of us are prepared for the worst, and the rookie has been living one battle at a time since they came on the scene.
I don't know how I can tell you why, but it's not. I don't have an answer.
If you think you're right, if you're really willing to use others to achieve happiness, then own it and kill us.
Why can't you understand how I feel? I did all of this for you. My family.
Our real battle starts now, Rigid. Are you ready?
Bullets. She isn't flying. Perfect. I can just do this then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, actually. Oh. Ah, well. I don't care. Good enough. I don't know why she's not coming after me. hey, I finally got shot. I still love how this game lets you do this. Most mech games, it's just over as soon as your mech is destroyed.
Target destroyed. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
Are you hurt? Are you injured at all?
I was scared, Jack.
I don't think I can loot, can I?
Long
Yeah, well.
time.
I know.
Wait, did I get
You've
the thing
always
to
been the
get the mech
gentlest
back up?
among
I
us.
don't even know.
I'm sorry we weren't there for you when you needed us, but we're here now.
I think I was one short.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, yes, Time Buster. I can actually do an entire level not inside the mech.
But you know, Rigid, I think we've gained something much more important. As long as I'm fighting for you and our family, I'm not afraid to die.
I think I understand too. Running away in fear won't lead me to anything that I truly want.
I also have
feel like
grenades.
I've woken up from a bad dream.
We
I
have
have
a place
traps.
to call home. Now we need to fight to protect it. For me, that's reason enough to keep living.
You're right. Let's go home.
So actually, Time Buster, I get 5 hit
Mapping
points.
return sequence. All units return according to instructions.
Oh, Regdren, you could actually do that in Star Fox 64 also. There was actually an unlock that would let you get outside of the tank or the freaking R-Wing for single player missions and multiplayer. And you could run around and use a freaking bazooka, and the B-bombs were hand grenades. It honestly sucked. Yeah, Star Fox 64. You can probably find out. Okay, so basically you had to unlock expert mode, which was getting medal in score attack for every single stage, and then do that again for expert mode. You basically had to 100% the game for score attack. I should have bought this ages ago. Yeah, so I'm talking about, yes, Star Fox Assault was that, but then Star Fox 64 also did it. I guess get ice cream because you guys told me I have to get ice cream. Yogurt is not a flavor. Also, that was the great thing about old games. There was no internet. There were no online guides. You had to figure shit out by actually figuring it out by playing the game a shit ton of times. Same for all of the cheats. They were actually like, there weren't like cheat codes, or there was like you would get the freaking Nintendo magazine to find a button combo for a cheat code, or you get the cheat code by actually beating the game or finding them.
Is it true? You got a message from my brother?
Calm down. Yes, it's true. Klondike sent us the coordinates for a Black Lotus.
I'm going. Just try and stop me from seeing my brother.
Would you calm down? Here, blow your nose. We all agree this is a trap, yeah? So how do we want to do this?
You're wrong. My brother's calling for me.
What do you think, BG? Klondike is smart. Too smart for us to guess what he's really thinking.
I sent a team to survey the coordinates we received. We should...
Miss us? We just arrived at a spot where we can view those coordinates, and we're looking right at the Black Lotus.
Really now? Are you prepared?
I mean, we could, but I'm not sure we're the right ones for a mission like that.
What do you mean?
Just sent you some data.
I see.
That's the captain's arsenal. And it's loaded for bear like I've never seen before.
A little while ago, we saw Klondike's arsenal enter the Black Lotus. Before that, Reaper was in position.
We considered taking a shot at him, but he managed to hit us from super far away with absurd accuracy. I mean, I'm sure we could have taken them both out, but it didn't feel right to assume we had permission to kill them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You almost killed my brother? I ought to kill you both!
Why do you think we called in, moron? We're trying to act like professionals here.
BG, please! Let me go! Let me go!
Can you fight Klondike?
Something's not right! I just know it!
I hope you guys figure this out fast, because I can tell you right now, me and Deva, we're not gonna get through to those two.
I'll go. Whether we end up convincing them to defect or killing them, I'm best suited for the task.
Then it's yours.
Can I eat Klondike? No.
Mission or not, I'm going to see my brother, and you're not stopping me.
I'll take Red Dog along. He might be useful in convincing Klondike. If we fail, just update the mission accordingly.
I knew I liked you for a reason, Nameless.
I guess my hands are tied then.
Huh? Me? Hell no! I ain't getting iced by the captain.
What about you, rookie? You've already destroyed one Black Lotus.
I'd certainly appreciate having someone of your experience with us.
Great, it's settled.
It's safe to assume those two are under the Black Lotus's influence. This won't be an easy mission, but it's not impossible either.
I'll begin preparing my arsenal. Let's go, Red Dog.
Don't worry about fighting. I got no reason to ever attack my brother.
I would be happy if we could avoid bloodshed.
Yeah, fine. See you there.
I'm telling you, got a real bad feeling about this one.
More message. I probably should have said red before doing that.
Approach complete. You have arrived at the mission area.
Why is it a Black Lotus? It
Scanning
seems
battlefield.
pretty orange.
Femtoparticle density is at normal levels. Radar will not be affected. Initiating each arsenal's data link. Opening squad communications channel. Begin the mission.
Brother, please respond! Why didn't you take me with you? Why'd you choose him over me?
Calm yourself, Red Dog. You're already within sniper distance of the captain.
Red Dog and Nameless. How uninspired. Ah, but I see you brought the rookie.
Brother!
Entertain them, Reaper. I'd like to play with this toy for a bit.
Stand down, Nameless. I'm already locked onto you. Don't throw away what little remains of your life.
Everyone, spread out. Begin the mission.
Brother! Brother!
Attention. I'm detecting an excessive data response from Reaper's unit. It appears to be under the influence of the Black Lotus. Caution is advised.
You can't win this battle, Nameless. You have nothing to live for, no purpose in life.
But you still do, even after abandoning us.
That was easy.
Alert. The target has shifted to a defensive position. Klondike's arsenal has emerged from it.
Brother!
Disappointing. I have no use for a man who would betray his loyal soldiers to save his son's life. Is this really your best?
Shut up. I can still fight.
Our son.
Yep, you as well, Time Buster. I will join you once my stream is over.
Nameless, this opponent is not worthy of facing you. I will make this game more interesting.
No, this is not Armored Core. This is Demon Ex Machina. You know it's not Armored Core.
I'm curious to see just how synchronized I've become. Try not to die too fast, please.
Brother! If I kill Nameless, will you take me with you? I'll do anything you ask. I'll kill anyone you want me to kill! What? Red Dawn, you traitor!
Well said, little brother.
Then you'll...
No.
What? Why, brother?
If you kill Nameless, you should pose that question once you've actually killed him. You're an imbecile. Mindless dead weight holding me down. I'm done with you.
Don't say that, brother! Just this once! Listen to me!
Isn't it time you stood on your own 2 feet? Go to hell without me.
Brother!
Damage to the target has reached 50%. Continue the mission.
Reaper, protect the Black Lotus. You know what will happen to your son if it gets destroyed, don't you? I know. Then play your role. My gift is so close to perfection. I won't surrender it to anyone!
Anime Armored Core, maybe.
No. Reaper. You have no chance of victory.
I can't afford to fall here. If I don't save my son's life, then I threw everything away for nothing. He's all that matters. As long as he survives to be part of the new human race.
Casting us aside has made you weak. That's why you're going to lose to me. Grief can't save your son. Only you can.
But if I fail, my son has no future.
That's not true. Empress, what do you have for me?
You were right. The encrypted megadata contained records on each member of the Western Seven. I know Sky Union is keeping your son in quarantine, Reaper. It's because he has outer syndrome, isn't it?
Yes. His body can't cope with the outer changes. He's only got a few more years, at most.
I think I can cure him.
What? What did you just say?
I said I think I can cure your son. I can't treat outer syndrome worldwide. But I can do some gene analysis and use what I've learned in this hellhole to cure him, at least.
My son. You can cure him?
What, do you want me to say it a fourth time? God, you're annoying. Nameless, the rest is up to you now. I'm out.
Nameless. Can I still come back?
We need the team, and the team needs you. I certainly can't keep these people in line.
But I...
Just tell us what to do, and we'll do it. That's all you have to do.
You know, I mean, they guess they'll just add some more time to his sentence. Can't really punish him more.
What are you doing? Kill them! Protect me and the Black Lotus!
You know, Klondike, I was thinking about what you said earlier. I suppose you might be right.
What do you mean?
Once a traitor, always a traitor. Nameless, your mission is to destroy the Black Lotus, isn't it?
Precisely.
Is it because she's pretty, Retri?
Then continue the mission. That's an order.
Roger that. I won't leave a shred of it standing.
Destroy any and all enemies. Anyone who fires on us is an enemy. Got it? Destroy any and all enemies.
Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
Mission complete? No, this game is not over.
Brother, please stop. I don't want to fight you.
Do you intend to forfeit the game? How foolish.
You know you're at a disadvantage. Surrender, and we'll let you live.
True. As a lone piece on the game board, I'm at a disadvantage. But as the game master, I can't imagine a more delightful situation than this one. Aren't you excited to see how fun I'm going to make this?
You would choose a game over your own life? Damn it, Klondike.
Call me crazy all you like. It's everyone else who is crazy. I'm the only sane one here. You think so too, don't you? Don't you?
Brother, let's stop this already.
Make no mistake, I am perfectly calm. As Game Master, it's my responsibility to make the game fun. And players, in turn, must enjoy the game. Understand? So do not insult me. Show me your respect.
If you're prepared, then I will respect your dedication in my own way. All units, load up all your weapons and target the core of the Black Lotus.
I am out of ammo.
Captain, please. I can't do it. I can't kill
I've never
my
seen
own
Always Sunny.
brother.
Red Dog, listen to me. Your brother gave you one last piece of advice. I think it's time you took it.
What?
It's time you stood on your own 2 feet.
Oh. Brother,
I am the master! I will not surrender this game to anyone!
Not even Grief!
Fire!
I'm all alone now.
No. You still have us.
If you love your brother, then keep fighting. See this battle
So
through
many
to its end.
cutscenes.
I will, Captain. It's just... the world feels a lot lonelier now that my brother's gone. See you, Klondike.
Mapping return sequence. All units return according to instructions.
Once again, to ruin the entire mood of anything you have. I mean, if you go through all 5 Black Lotus, are they?
I'm glad you're here. I'd like to know your thoughts on this.
Oh?
First things first, we've located another Black Lotus.
Is that all? The dour look on your face would suggest otherwise.
This was in the data Klondike
Said
provided
5, but
just before
sure.
he died.
Data from Klondike. How fitting. Though he did betray his comrades, it was not to ally with Grief, it seems.
You're saying
That's
there's
more
4,
or
then
less
there's
how
4.
VG feels too.
I would not
Personally,
put
I
it
think
past
it's
this
weird that
game
you two
to
are being so
completely
forgiving
lose the
about this, but
continuity of
what
what
do
their
I
plan
know?
was halfway through.
You seem displeased.
Yeah, well, there's more. Klondike's data contained the operation logs of the Black Lotuses. With them, I was able to figure out Grief's goal.
Out with it already.
Another moonfall.
Another moonfall. He wants to bring the moon to ground again?
Oh yeah. And it's not an awakening-sized baby chunk either. We're talking the whole kit and caboodle.
Is that even possible with a Black Lotus?
Long story short, yes. The only real obstacle is controlling gravity itself. By establishing a neural link between an outer and a Black Lotus, Grief can use the outer's innate resonance with femtoparticles to guide the moon. From there, he can just throw the moon off balance and send it crashing down.
So we're doing
No
Majora's
complex
Mask now?
calculations necessary.
When did this become Majora's Mask? Or I guess Armored Core 2. They tried to crash Phobos into Mars.
But if Grief's goal is to make the human race evolve to its next stage, how does bringing down the moon accomplish that?
Why don't you ask him that yourself? Anyway, there's one more bit of bad news that needs to be shared.
I've become impervious to bad news of late. Proceed.
I'll take over from here, Empress. The next Black Lotus we're taking down is connected to your sister, Nemesis.
Oh.
I leave this mission entirely in your hands.
I appreciate your support. However, this is a House Valentine matter. I will not need your help to resolve it. Knight!
Yes, young master.
You are coming with me to rescue Nemesis.
Excellent. The arsenals have already been prepared for dispatch. But aren't you forgetting something?
What?
Perhaps there is someone whose aid we should consider enlisting.
Rookie, you're coming with me. I will need your power to save my sister. Quickly now. If you fall behind, there is no reason to bring you.
Let us rendezvous at the mission area. Farewell.
I'm sure this is
Knight might be the best character in the game.
Nevertheless, he's not the sort of man who would involve others in this affair, including...
But that's why you wanted the rookie here, isn't it?
You are Savior's comrade in arms, Rookie. Even if he will never admit it.
Honestly, it's very surprising how many NPCs use these stun arc guns. I'd say it's at least 25% of them have a stun arc gun. Like, one guy has, I think Bishop is double, but everyone else it's like something like, I think Knight has a sniper and a stun arc gun. Makes no goddamn sense for the range portion of it.
Approach complete. You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield. Femtoparticle density is low. Radar will not be affected. Initiating each arsenal's data link. Opening squad communications channel. Begin the mission.
So that's the Black Lotus. Lady Nemesis cannot be far then.
What do you hope
Sindari
to
to
accomplish here, Savior?
Isn't it obvious? I've come to save you.
Have you now? It is I who'll be saving you, Savior. Worthless excuse for a patriarch.
I suppose talk amounts to little now. Show yourself, Nemesis.
Very well. I can play with you for a little bit. Come, Savior.
Alert. Target has shifted to a defensive position. Nemesis's arsenal has emerged from it. I'm detecting a femto response far more powerful than any previous. Caution is advised.
Oh, that's boundary.
Is that all? For all your bluster and bravado and talk of saving, you are powerless.
Near synchronicity, Black Lotus has increased her strength 100. Has the arsenal become stronger? Nemesis herself.
How far? This reminds me of when we were children, when you used to hang on to my every move.
Attention. Cumulative damage to the target has reached 25%.
Eat gnats. I'll thank you not to disturb my tete-a-tete with dear Savior.
Lady Nemesis's unit puts all of us to shame. Yet, I sense trepidation in your brain.
You accuse me of holding back?
So she's just literally chasing me in a straight line. Well, that works.
My lady, brace yourself.
A frontal assault against me? Of all the nerds!
Knight!
Doddering old fool. Did you think I would hold back?
Attention. Knight's unit is no longer capable of fighting. Withdraw from the frontline.
How dare you lay a hand on Knight, Nemesis?
I appreciate the sentiment, young master, but perhaps now your eyes are open. Lady Nemesis will not stop until you are dead. Rookie, please watch over me.
You're weak beyond measure.
You are no longer the Nemesis I once knew.
I'm the same as I ever was. It's you who has changed, Savior.
Perhaps you're right. House Valentine means nothing to me. I have no desire to lead the world either.
Finally admit it. Do you even understand the sacrifices that were made so that you could become Patriarch of House Valentine?
I understand. That is why I must to end this once and for all. I want to create a world without conflict. A world in which every person has the right to live. That is the justice I now uphold.
You have changed. But I will never allow this. Who the hell do you think you are? You're the Patriarch of House Valentine!
Attention. Cumulative damage to the target has reached 75%.
Why do you resist me so, when I love you with all my heart?
Likewise, Nemesis. As I said, I'm here to save you.
How vexing. Perhaps I should kill you. Yes, I could kill you and revive you afterward, like abyss in heaven.
You know that will only give rise to sorrow. We all make mistakes. To regret them is fruitless.
Attention. Cumulative damage to the target has reached 90%. The Black Lotus's functions are diminishing.
Must I be left so unsatisfied? I will kill every last one of you!
It seems our plan has finally bore fruit.
Save me, Grief! Why haven't you come to my aid?
We will not help you, as you have used and cast aside so many others. Grief has done the same to you. The same mistake.
Oh, she's invincible right now. Okay, that's why she's not taking damage.
You would murder me and call it justice. Is that it? Nobody will accept the slaying of your own flesh and blood as justice. If you wish to save me, you must die by my hand. Only then will I truly be saved.
You're wrong, Mrs. It is not.
Oh, she's been
justice
healing
that
over
you need
time.
between
It's so
us,
weird.
but courage to forsake the accursed traditions of House Valentine. The rookie, my fellow mercenaries, they taught me that.
Your courage is worth less than a rat's corpse adrift in sewage.
Stay back, rookie. I must do this alone.
This world is
Yes,
rife
it's
with
geography.
rage and sorrow. It would be
That
better
was
to
Jeff.
let the moon fall and end everything. I promise the view from your grave in the new world will be nothing short of beautiful.
But this world, it is already beautiful. Surely you've stood atop its windy hills to watch the sun set and smile.
I have no memory of ever doing that.
The mistakes of House Valentine are mine alone to bear. I am the one who drove you to this.
I know. So, what do you intend to do?
I am Savior Laurent Louis Valentine. By my love for you, do I hereby release you? I'm sorry, Nemesis. Perhaps there was another way. But
Thank you, Savior. I love you.
Target destroyed. Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
4. Request a security detail from Knight. And send a team to collect Nemesis's. No, never mind.
Affirmative.
Is it bad
I
that,
requested security for Knight.
literally the first thing I do when she dies is chase her corpse to
This
salvages?
will awaken soon.
They salvage.
I don't want them to be alone.
Affirmative. Mapping return sequence.
So I must go on, dear sister. This is not farewell. Whatever hell awaits our family, we will meet again.
I'm gonna take this car back with me.
We have the coordinates for the gravity test facility. Your objective is to confirm its existence and destroy it.
Empress used the coordinates for the previous 3 facilities to determine the most probable location of the 4th.
Number 4, huh? How many of these Black Lotus things are there anyway?
This is the last one.
What makes you so sure?
Something that massive doesn't get built without a lot of time and even more resources. And when you're dealing with the sort of specialized equipment that gravity control requires, Fudging the records isn't an option. From looking over the records of the Overlink project, I saw no indication that a fifth facility even exists.
There's only one merc left who cut ties with the Reclaimers to join Grief. He wouldn't let such a talented soldier go to waste.
The Major.
Indeed.
Wait a minute. I have my doubts about these coordinates. Aren't they just an educated guess?
Bishop, get out of here.
I have absolute confidence in my calculations, but yes, you're right. Technically, this is a guess. The Black Lotuses were constructed with powerful stealth capabilities. We're incapable of...
We sent out some observation drones, but the moment they left the safe zone, the Immortals gobbled them up. Guess even they can't say no to Snack.
The fourth Black Lotus has spent more time than the others conducting synchronicity experiments with the Dominator. It likely has all the data that has been collected up until now. We have to destroy it as soon as possible. However...
Knowing Grief, there's a good chance we'd be walking straight into a trap.
Precisely. If we launch an all-out assault on what turns out to be a trap, we're screwed. Especially if Grief picks that moment to drop the moon on our heads.
Then I'll make this simple. I'll go on ahead and scope it out. If the Black Lotus is
we
there,
get Johnny.
begin the mission and order all Reclaimers to launch an all-out assault.
It's not that simple, Johnny. If the Black Lotus is there, so is the Major. You don't stand a chance against him.
So worst case scenario?
Listen to what you're saying.
I'm coming with you.
Lieutenant!
But let's get one thing straight. It doesn't matter if we find the Black Lotus, or get caught in Grief's trap. I'm not dying today.
Very well. Lieutenant Diablo, Private First Class Johnny G. I select you for this mission. Dispatch to the designated coordinates and confirm the presence of the Black Lotus.
Roger that. You heard the man, Rookie.
That would be best.
Get your arsenal ready.
Way ahead of you, Lieutenant. I'm waiting on you, actually.
How many times have you brought us back from the brink? Don't die out there. That's your objective for this mission. The only one that matters. You will come home alive. That's it.
Ooh, the flags. Oh, I missed a message. Where'd like the entirety of
Approach
Panzer
complete.
Crown go?
You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield. Femtoparticle density is low. Radar will not be affected. Initiating each arsenal's data link. Opening squad communications channel. Attention. Black Lotus detected. Report this to headquarters to complete the mission.
Looks like Empress's hunch was right. Johnny, contact BG.
Launching communications buoy. The femtoparticles are pretty light, so hopefully this will get through.
Johnny, what's the situation?
I'm sending the data now. We got ourselves a big-ass flower to deal with. Begin the all-out assault.
Mission complete. Mission accomplishment recognized.
Well done.
That attack just destroyed the communications buoy.
Alert. Detecting 2 arsenals approaching from above. Regret and gloom of terrors.
Terrors?
I'm here, Diablo. I thought we might get to fight face to face, but...
Get out here!
Crimson Lord, continue your synchronicity tests. We'll dispose of this trash.
As you wish. If you can't beat them, Lieutenant, you will never beat me. Now, show me your power.
Lieutenant! Rookie!
This test subject seems rather arrogant.
But he has the highest synchronicity rate with the Dominator of any test subject thus far.
Yes, I know. This is all from the Professor. It's changed.
Wait there, Major! I'll pull you out! And this is time. Next!
Now that was just stupid, dude.
I didn't expect your 2 allies to put up such a fight.
Hear that, Major? I'm the strongest in Bullet Works, which means I'm the strongest in the world!
And I've gotten stronger too. There's no way I'd let the rookie do all the heavy lifting now.
The situation is unexpected, but we can't allow the Black Lotus to be destroyed.
Alert. An arsenal has emerged from the Black Lotus. It is Crimson Lord's unit.
She should be dead.
My turn.
That looks fun.
Go back, Crimson Lord. Your synchronicity tests are not finished.
That's why I'm going. It'll be too late after the moon falls. Besides, I've stored up enough power.
There you are!
So this is the Dominator's power. Not bad.
How dare you! Return at once!
Move! What the hell do you think you're doing? Didn't you hear me? You're in my way.
Regret. It's impossible for us to continue this battle.
You don't want this thing to be destroyed, do you? I'll cover for you two and defend it then. No need.
We need to deliver our calculations thus far to Grief.
Finally.
I already
it's
blew all
just
my ammo
us.
into one of them.
It's time I showed you just how much stronger I've become.
Ditched your new friends already, huh?
Friends? I have no friends. No one really understands me. Not then, not now, not ever.
Is that why you killed Sergeant Drake?
You're still not over that? It's very simple. She died because she was weak. No other reason.
You're wrong. The Sergeant was strong. She was stronger than you'll ever be!
I'm not sure what this guy's doing. I think he's actually attacked me. He's just really running away.
I haven't. I'm stronger because of you. So why did you betray us?
This isn't betrayal. I've never once thought of you or the others as my comrades. The whole Reclaimer system, my position within Bullet Works, just a means to an end. A way for me to become stronger.
What?
I will surpass the limits of my own humanity. This power I now wield,
It's what I've sought all along. You're wrong, and I'm... No, we're gonna make you realize just how wrong you are! I will get even stronger! Sharpened my mind, polished my skills, all in my lifelong pursuit of strength. Money, honor, even life itself is just a way to prove one's strength. What do you say? Can speeches stop a war? Can thoughts and prayers prevent a riot? The answer is no. I've seen it for myself.
Literally have no more ammo left.
I mean, you're not wrong, but... Strength is everything.
Yeah, I might, because I'm kind of out of ammo.
Justice and compassion mean nothing in front of strength. That's why I needed to be stronger, to validate my entire existence. You're strong enough already. That's why I wanted you to make me stronger, so I could kill you. Yes, and you've grown so much. Through you, I learned that prodigies really do exist. I enjoyed our time together. What do you mean enjoyed? I wanted to kill you. That was the whole point. But one day I realized you would surpass me in just a few years. The master must always be stronger than his pupil. Wouldn't you agree? That's what this is about? My back's against the wall, huh? Well, imagine that. System error? What the hell?
Did I just get him? See you,
You're
Regdrin.
really holding your own against me.
I got him in the outer.
How have you gotten so strong so fast?
Look,
What is
Regdrin.
the secret of your power? You've lost your way, Major. Whatever the... Not real. No. Just like how you never lost to anyone, I'm not gonna lose to this version of you. It's time we settled once and for all which of us is Bring it on. That's the spirit.
Actually, what the hell is the repair button? There we go. I'm not even sure how this works. Oh, cool, they finally got it.
When I could feel my age, that's when I knew the clock was ticking. Couldn't stand it. A warrior is supposed to fight until they die. But a warrior too old to fight? All they can do is die.
That's not true.
More than anything, I was afraid of having no more battles to fight. The battlefield is the only home I've ever known. I had no choice.
How can you say that? We're free to choose how we live. That's why life has value.
You only think that because you're still young. Looks like I'm finally going to lose.
Damn it, Major! You can still fight!
No. I'm too far gone. The Dominator's influence is starting to take hold. And I guess it did need to be kept under control.
It can't end like this! I still haven't beaten you!
No. You have. I've been seeking death since the day I got your sister killed. But I couldn't just throw away my pride as a warrior.
Your pride?
Enough. Words can only say so much.
Trying to keep up with you taught me that.
Use body animations and motions.
Only one of us could survive.
I have to live.
And I must die here. But losing to you... it's not a bad way to go, actually.
Wait! Please don't go!
Defeat Grief. Prove to him the strength of your convictions. Show him how strong you've become.
God damn it! Why? Why am I stronger than you? Why did you make me so goddamn strong?
It's the weirdest shout ever.
If it wasn't for this goddamn battle, you... and the sergeant... you'd still be...
You're right. That's why we must end this battle once and for all.
BG, you're late.
So I am. Even so, you all performed admirably.
Is this really the end?
Strange that Grief never showed up. This was his last stronghold after all.
True. But we know for certain that he no longer has the means to trigger a moonfall. What's your next move, Grief?
So why should I bring a melee weapon to the final mission?
All have been spun together, connected to the one true future.
Is it like a damage sponge? That was a weird loading screen, 3-second cutscene loading screen. You say so, I'll do it.
The objective of this mission is to destroy the entity known as the Dominator at the center.
Then why all this fuss about some big rock? Sounds like all we gotta do is beat the crap out of this Dominator thing.
Patience. 4. Replay the message.
Affirmative.
Well done, everyone. We have nearly reached the moment when all will be woven as one.
Grief. It goes on. Shut.
If you wish to know the world I have seen, to witness the unfolding of the appointed time, come. The journey to transcend the laws of life itself awaits. I hope to see you all very soon.
What the hell is this crap? How come he's not more ticked at us for destroying his Black Lotuses?
He did seem even-keeled, which suggests his ambition remains unthwarted still.
What do you mean you've been mosquitoes?
We cannot let Grief's plans come to fruition. We must reach the Dominator at the center of the Oval Link.
Actually. Oh, so they've just been attacking you all day.
Our best
Why
shot
is your
at
house so
destroying
full of
it is by
mosquitoes?
deploying all of our forces to attack it from multiple...
Payback time. Western 7th.
Let's not tarry any longer. The time has come.
The Steel Knights are coming too. If you...
Panzer Crown will join too. I don't want to wake up to the future that thing's gonna...
Don't forget about innocence. There's no way we're letting...
Reclaimers, prepare for...
I'm ready to roll now.
God save us as we embark.
Thanks, but the devil's luck has kept me alive so far, and I'm not shifting gears.
Grief's gonna regret ever making enemies of Immortal Innocence. We'll be dispatching him...
My eyes are open now.
I'll see you all on the...
I am only an AI created to support you all. For what it's worth, I hope you make the right choice when the time comes.
Well, it reminds me of AC3.
Approach complete. You have arrived at the mission area. Scanning battlefield. Femtoparticle density is very high.
How's the
Connecting radar
structure?
system to the search probe in the mission area. Deploying short-range radar. Radar is unaffected. Establishing a data link between all units through their respective squad leaders. Opening communications channel.
Grief won't come out. Well, I don't intend to let him keep us waiting. All squads, begin the all-out attack. Will it works? Split into smaller teams and get in there.
Hanging in there, Zola?
I'm good. Could use a breather soon, though.
The quicker we crush these fools, the sooner we can celebrate.
Sounds good to me. You're buying, though.
Oh, there is a floor.
So, how should we do this?
Kill them all. What else? I'm already locked on.
Wicked. Let's go, girls.
Ha! Yes, Empress.
We are but two against a formidable army.
Does that concern you, young master?
Not at all. Their superior numbers are no match against our combined might.
You speak true. Though I would expect nothing less from the Patriarch of House Valentine, 'twould seem moderation is no longer required.
Yes. Let us enforce justice. In the name of
Might as
House
well.
Valentine.
It makes sense. The items they've been dropping are really bad. At this point, I do need this set, though, to get ammo.
I've come to collect, but this time, the price is your lives.
Crude, but appropriate in the situation.
I'm fighting with my crew!
Hello, and Goodbye. Now we're cooking. I'ma kill these suckers dead.
I hope you're watching, Klondike. Let the game begin!
Where are all these things coming from?
It's a little too late to be asking that, Crow.
Look at them!
Come on. Let's take them all down.
Yeah! Let's finish off these jerks and go home to Rigid.
That's why I couldn't change.
Alert. Detecting 2 arsenals.
God damn it.
And strong femto responses from each one. The femto responses are more powerful than those of standard arsenals.
You will go no further. If you wish to pass this point, you must defeat us. If you can, that is.
You are too late. All you can do is submit to the never-ending spiral. I will not allow anyone to interfere.
Where are they?
Diablo and Johnny G are heading toward the rookie's position. The 3 of...
You hear that? I want you 3 to form a new squad and break through. No.
Squad composition reorganized.
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear. Rookie, don't rush too far ahead of us.
Bit
We gotta
late.
keep our damages low.
You would cross swords with me. Amuse
I'm sitting outside of the area. Damn. Melee does do no freaking damage. Crap. Yeah, your recommendation to bring melee is... Hope it wasn't for these guys. They're never gonna die with melee.
Why can't I defeat them?
Calm yourself, Gloom. You're too far from the Dominator.
What? When did that happen?
Gotcha! Lieutenant!
Damn!
We've got them held up. Now's your chance, Rookie. Infiltrate the Dominator.
Get out of my way! I can't let them through! Yeah, right. Go, Rookie. We've got this under control.
Give them hell, Rookie. We're counting on you.
Attention. This appears to be the center. And that is...
At last you've come. Do you remember what I told you? The future is already decided. Nothing you do will change it. Fate's threads once spun cannot be unspun. Yes, the future will remain unchanged. And yet, there is one thing I do not know. We created you because your existence was necessary once all had been spun. You have done well, Damon. I cannot thank you enough. Now, you have come here for the reason I have, in search of the answer to the question. We don't think this has anything to do with whether one of us is truly right. That would be a mistake. This is more complicated than that. Those people out there seem to believe this is some plan of my own creation. This is the will of the Dominant. Humanity must free itself from bondage and advance to the next. In the end, it doesn't matter whether the final thread in fate's weave is you or me. Because you are me. But if possible, if I could exercise just a modicum of self-indulgence. The preparations are finished. There is still time before them. I will have you join me in my self-indulgence. What do they attempt to understand? Can you hear the voice of the Dominator?
Literally, such an unintuitive way to do this guy's boss fight every freaking time. Just teleport around, spend a bunch of time out of bounds.
Truly know what is to come. You have no reason to fear the coming end. It's the foundation upon which the promised future rests. I feel fantastic. The more you resist me, the more assured I am of the truth. Bolted upon themselves. Will our woven future ascend, or yours? Either is acceptable.
So I have a question. Is there a phase after this? Or is this it? Because if this was it, I would have saved a lot more time not putting the melee weapons on.
You should already know. The strength, your attitude toward the future, fight on equal terms. Even now you attempt to surpass me. Everything is correct. Without question, you are me.
I mean, this is technically a third part.
Will I lose? Tell me.
Attention. A portion of your firearms control system is disabled. Femto-core synchronicity is unstable. Generator output currently at 62% and plummeting.
I see. How unfortunate that in the end, I could not witness the promised future unfold. But so be it.
Alert. Exceeding unit's action threshold. Detecting errors in the main system. Reboot is impossible.
Now, it begins. I am. We are.
All functions have ceased. Grief, your... Attention. Grief's arsenal is confirmed to be inactive. However, you are not yet victorious. Grief, you're not giving up? Arsenal Neuralink reestablished. Signal detected. Detecting an influx of femtoparticles from Grief's body into his arsenal. Data link, normal. Generator pool, normal. Energy limiter released. Electromagnetic armor operating at 700% and rising. Weapon safety mechanism released. Detecting femto response from Grief's arsenal. Unknown energy. Correction. This is not energy. Rewriting main system kernel. Processing. Vast quantities of data are backflowing from the neural link circuit. Searching for Grief's vital signs. Wait, is this Grief? Who are you?
What do you mean? I am Grief. I'm supposed to be Grief. What's happening?
The main system is being overwritten by vast quantities of backflowing data. This is an abnormal situation.
Shouldn't the future already be decided? My head is shattering.
Main system overwrite complete. This situation is abnormal, yet everything is operating as normal. Arsenal rebooting. Grief's unit is currently rebooting, but it is no longer recognizable as an arsenal. Analyzing. I can no longer distinguish Grief's neural patterns from his unit's control signals. I will ask again. Who are you?
I am. We are.
Analysis complete. Alert. That is the Dominator.
No. I am Grief. Just accepting it wasn't enough. No. I was given the duty of choosing.
Attention. The battle has not ended yet. Continue the mission.
As I am now, I could bring down the moon. I will cast aside what little remains of my humanity. Futile. As I am now, I know all there is to know of the world. Anything in the distant past is also the future. It is so strange.
Detecting energy response from portions of the separated Dominator. I lack contact. extremely dangerous.
I should have done a chain. I realized there was multiple pieces like this. Having a good chain attack was great. Yeah, I'm not beat. I can't actually repair it in here. Okay. Well. Yeah, I need to actually set up something for that. I didn't know what I was walking into. Well, I'm going to call it for now. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. And then change to Ace Combat afterwards. I don't have another half an hour to try and get that done. Yep, thanks for coming, Retry.